T-shirt, God's, Guns, and Trump. Tell me how you feel about the Second Amendment.
We need to keep our weapons.
Are you in favor of any kind of restriction on weapons at all, or ownership, or anything like that?
You don't want me to answer that.
No, sure.
Certain people need to not have guns.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and TYT's Michael Shure interviewed numerous MAGA morons outside of a South Dakota Trump rally not too long ago, and it was obvious why Donald Trump loves the undereducated. His followers are just as dumb as everyone thinks. The Trump Kool-Aid had been flowing, and every crackpot from miles around crawled out of the woodwork to come see their orange Lord and Savior.
The Second Amendment. Are you a supporter of the Second Amendment?
Absolutely.
Do you support any restrictions on it whatsoever?
Very limited restrictions. I mean, it said the people shall have the right to keep and bear arms, and it shall not be infringed. And there was no fuzzy gray area in that.
President Biden's son was just indicted on a gun charge, on gun possession charge. Do you think that's fair, that he should have been indicted for gun possession?
Come on. I mean, him? Sorry, yeah. And that's not going to go anywhere because he's a Biden.
Donald always attracts the bottom of the barrel types of characters to his events. This time was no exception. Michael Shure documented the craziness as he approached several MAGA nutjobs to get their opinion on guns and gun safety regulations. The overall consensus was that folks were in favor of little to no restrictions on gun purchases unless it's Hunter Biden they're talking about.
By the same token, you're saying that we shouldn't have stricter gun laws, yet it's okay for Hunter Biden?
Hunter Biden has, I don't even think I should comment on that. You know,
well, I'm asking you just about the gun. I mean, like, if we don't...
Hunter Biden, what did he do? Throw that gun in a dumpster? I mean, you know, he's a clear felon.
What's he a felon? But he's been indicted for that gun charge.
But is it going to go anywhere?
Well, we don't know. I'm talking about the indictment. Do you think it's a fair indictment?
Yeah, I do.
Yet you're not for stricter gun laws.
The double standard of justice that Republicans are always bellyaching about was on full display by the Trump supporters. Hypocrisy and lies were on display as Michael Shure contradicted the MAGA nutjobs with facts. One disgusting cult member made the false claim that Jews during World War II didn't have guns, and that's why the Holocaust occurred.
Second Amendment, where do you stand on that?
Oh, go guns. That's how Jews and everybody else went down in World War II, is they confiscated all their weapons, and when the populace does not have a weapon, the government can do anything it wants with you.
Right. I would argue we could have a different conversation about why the Jews went down in World War II, that it wasn't necessarily about guns. But do you favor any restrictions whatsoever on guns?
I believe that there should be, you know, like the pre-checks and all that stuff, and definitely some more mental health checks. But no, I'm not against guns whatsoever.
The old Krabby Patty seemed to regurgitate gun lobby talking points before she got corrected by the reporter that what she presented was false. It was the same type of interaction from the other jackaloons as well. Most seemed to agree that safety regulations were not what gun owners wanted more of. They only wanted restrictions on Hunter Biden to be made up and enforced.
Do you see any restrictions on the gun laws that we have now that would be helpful?
No, I don't believe there should be any more restrictions on firearms. It already is pretty difficult to purchase your own, and you ain't gonna find any gun laws that keeps people from selling used secondhand guns.
They're trying to close that to make it so the private gun exchanges, you can be indicted for it if you do it without a background check.
They're trying to make that law. Well, all of my guns that I bought secondhand.
And you seem like a responsible guy. We met 14 seconds ago, but that wouldn't restrict you because you'd pass the background check and it would be fine, right?
Yes, I would pass a background check. I just don't want the government knowing I have guns.
You know, Hunter Biden was just indicted on a gun possession charge, the president's son. Do you think that indictment's valid?
I guess I'm not aware of that. I try to not watch the news.
Even after horrific mass shootings and countless thoughts and prayers being offered, the jackaloons that were interviewed seemed comfortable with sacrificing America's second graders for the Second Amendment. The stupidity of Trump supporters is what makes folks scratch their head in disbelief. Most Trump supporters think that Donald is smart and is being framed by the government. They think that he will somehow escape justice and win the election. They double down in their delusion when they are confronted by facts instead of reviewing conflicting information with an objective approach. It's obvious that none of the cult members that were interviewed had lost a child due to gun violence. They are do as I say, not as I do idiots. These clowns usually want to dictate how everyone else acts while getting a free pass to do whatever they want. That's the double standard of justice that they've always cried about. Donald Trump loves the undereducated, and it's obviously why, and that is a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.